Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Most men have no idea how powerful their words really are. They believe attraction is built on looks, money, or status. But the truth is much simpler and much deeper. What truly separates you is how you make her feel. And one of the most underrated tools you have is a well-placed compliment. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever seen a woman's entire energy shift because of a single sentence a man said? One line, delivered the right way, can permanently change how she sees you. Today I'm breaking down 8 powerful compliments that go far beyond surface-level flattery. These are not weak, try-hard lines. These are not desperate words looking for validation. These are psychological compliments, compliments that tap into something primal, compliments that make her feel seen, respected, and naturally drawn toward you. Here's the brutal truth. If you're throwing generic compliments like everyone else, you're just another forgettable name in her messages. But if you understand stoicism, self-control, calculated words, and the way you carry yourself, you'll realize that real power comes from shaping perception, not chasing approval. So if you're ready to elevate how you connect, stand out from every other man, and leave a lasting impression, stay with me. And before we continue, take a moment to subscribe, not for entertainment, but for growth. Every video here sharpens your mindset and strengthens how you move through relationships with calm confidence. Now let's begin. Compliment number 1. That fragrance you're wearing is addictive. It smells incredible. Most men overlook scent completely, but if you understand attraction psychology, you'll know that scent is one of the strongest triggers tied to memory and desire. Think about how a certain smell can instantly take you back to a moment, a place, or a person. That's because scent connects directly to the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotion and memory. When you compliment her fragrance, you're not just saying she smells good, you're telling her that her presence lingers with you even after she's gone. That thought is powerful. Here's where most men fail. They throw out lazy compliments like, "You look nice," or "That dress is pretty." But a man who notices how she smells, the energy her scent carries, and how it affects him, that man stands out. Stoicism matters here. A stoic man understands that words carry weight. He doesn't speak for validation. He speaks with intention. So when you say her fragrance is addictive, say it calmly. No exaggeration, no neediness. Confidence is quiet. Desperation is loud. Deliver it with grounded certainty. And when you do, watch how her body language shifts. She'll remember that compliment every time she wears that scent again. That's psychological attraction. Compliment number 2. Your smile could brighten an entire room. This one is powerful, and most men miss why. A smile isn't just a facial expression. It's energy, it's presence, it's influence. Some people walk into a room and change nothing. Others walk in and lift the entire atmosphere without saying a word. A woman with that kind of smile holds quiet power. When you tell her her smile lights up a room, you're not talking about teeth or looks. You're recognizing the effect she has on the environment around her. You're saying, "I see your presence, I see your impact." Most men stay shallow. They compliment appearance and miss depth. But a woman's smile reflects her inner world, her openness, warmth, and emotional intelligence. From a Stoic perspective, this matters. A Stoic man is aware of energy, his own and others. He doesn't chase approval, but when he sees something worth acknowledging, he speaks clearly and directly. That's why this compliment sticks. It's rare, it's real, and it feels earned. Compliment number 3. I love how real you are. You don't try to fit in. You're just you. In a world full of masks, filters, and fake personas, authenticity has become rare. And rarity creates value. When you say this, you're not complimenting her looks. You're recognizing her courage. Women hear you're beautiful all the time. But when you acknowledge who she is beneath the surface, you strike a deeper chord. You're saying, "I see the real you, not the version you show the world." Authenticity is intimidating. Most people conform because it's easier, but someone who shows up as themselves carries quiet strength. Stoicism respects this deeply. A Stoic doesn't bend to fit expectations. He lives aligned with his nature. And when you admire her realness, you're honoring that same strength in her. That's why this compliment lands so hard. It's rare, it's honest, and it separates you from men who only see the surface. Compliment number 4. I love the way you see the world. It's unique, and it makes me think. Let's be honest, most people live on autopilot. Same opinions, same routines, same recycled thoughts. They don't question much, and they don't look very deeply. But every once in a while, you meet someone who sees things differently, someone who notices details others miss, someone who challenges the obvious and brings a fresh perspective into every conversation. When you tell a woman you love the way she sees the world, you're doing something most men never do. You're recognizing her mind. You're saying her perspective has weight, that her thoughts don't just pass the time, they add value. In a world where so many men focus only on appearance, this immediately separates you. This isn't a cheap compliment. It's a sign of respect. It tells her you're interested in how she thinks, how she processes life, how she makes sense of chaos. And that's rare. Most men don't care about a woman's inner world. They're distracted by surface-level attraction. A stoic man isn't impressed by conformity. He values clarity, wisdom, and independent thought. He walks his own path, and he respects others who do the same. That's why this compliment hits differently. You're not admiring what she wears, you're admiring how she sees, and that signals depth. Now let me pause here for a moment. Drop a comment and tell me which of these compliments you would actually use in a real conversation. Or type this instead: words have power, and I know how to use them. It locks the mindset in. Now let's continue. Compliment number 5. I love your energy. It's contagious. It makes me want to be better. Energy is everything. You've met people who drain a room the moment they walk in, and you've met others who elevate it without trying. Their presence alone shifts how you feel. When you tell her you love her energy, you're not offering a lazy compliment. You're recognizing the force she carries, the way her presence motivates, inspires, and uplifts. This isn't about being loud or entertaining. It's about impact. From a Stoic perspective, this matters deeply. Stoicism values growth, discipline, surrounding yourself with people who push you to rise rather than settle. When you acknowledge her energy, you're telling her that she's not just pleasant to be around, she raises your standard. That's powerful. You're saying she doesn't just exist, she influences. And that kind of recognition sticks. Compliment number 6. You're one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met. You genuinely care, and it shows. In a world driven by ego, attention-seeking, and self-interest, genuine thoughtfulness is rare. Most people take, very few give. When you say this, you're not talking about grand gestures. You're recognizing the small things, the details she remembers, the way she checks in, the way she makes others feel seen. That's character. And character outlasts beauty, status, and charm. Stoicism teaches respect for virtue, integrity, care for others. When you call out her thoughtfulness, you're honoring strength, not softness. You're telling her you see who she is when no one's watching. That goes far deeper than surface praise. Compliment number 7. I admire how driven you are. Your sense of purpose is inspiring, and ambition isn't just about money or status. It's about direction. In a world addicted to comfort and instant gratification, people with purpose stand out. They move forward when others stall. They build while others wait. When you compliment her drive, you're acknowledging effort, discipline, sacrifice. You're telling her that you see the grind, the late nights, the persistence, the refusal to settle. That's not flattery, that's recognition. From a Stoic lens, this matters. Stoicism respects commitment to one's mission, the quiet discipline of doing the work, even when it's hard. This compliment tells her you don't see her as a distraction. You see her as a force, and that changes how she sees you. Compliment number 8. You have a way of making people feel comfortable and truly valued. This one goes deeper than most men realize. Emotional intelligence is rare. The ability to make others feel safe, accepted, and understood is a quiet superpower. Some people walk into a room and make others tense. Others walk in and create ease. They don't need attention. Their presence does the work. When you acknowledge this in her, you're recognizing impact, not appearance. You're telling her she has depth, awareness, empathy. Stoicism values understanding others, seeing their humanity, treating people with respect. This compliment honors that. And let's be real, everyone wants to feel seen. That's why this lands so deeply. So there you have it. 8 compliments that go beyond surface level attraction. These aren't lines, they're observations. They work because they're rooted in awareness, respect, and self-control. If these resonated with you, stay here. The next video goes even deeper into how the right words, used at the right time, can transform how women experience you. Like the video, subscribe, and keep sharpening your presence. Because real influence doesn't come from chasing. It comes from seeing and being solid in who you are. And remember this, compliments don't work because they're clever. They work because they're true. Anyone can say nice words. Very few men notice deeply enough to mean them. That's the difference. When your words come from awareness instead of need, they carry weight. They don't sound like flattery. They sound like recognition. That's stoic power. You don't rush. You don't over-explain. You don't chase reactions. You observe, you speak with intention, and then you let the moment breathe. If you use these compliments the right way, calmly, sparingly, and honestly, you won't need to convince anyone of your value. Your presence will already be doing the work. So don't memorize lines. Train your perception, sharpen your self-control, and speak only when your words add weight. That's how you stand out. That's how you leave an impression that lasts. We'll see you in the next one. And that's the final lesson most men miss. Attraction isn't created by saying more. It's created by saying less, but meaning every word. When you move through the world with calm awareness, when you notice depth instead of chasing attention, people feel it, women feel it, they respond to it without needing to understand why. So take these compliments as principles, not scripts. Use them when they're true. Say them once, not repeatedly, then step back and let your presence speak. Because the strongest men don't convince, they recognize, and recognition, when it's real, is unforgettable. Stay disciplined, stay intentional, and keep building the kind of presence that doesn't need to ask for anything. We'll continue sharpening that edge in the next video.